Okay, welcome back. I did want you to be able to see what it looked like when we were done. I did stop this at about, well, the flame kind of went out a little over 20 minutes. So as you can see, this is what we've got left, and we are at 7 grams. Positioning probably is not going to matter all too much. Ended up at 7. You can see if I zoom in that we're left with really not so much of a candle. This green thing at the bottom was the clay that was holding that candle up. And so you can see we've got just that little bitty piece of wick there kind of hanging over. We've got some wax that's melted off of here, and ending at 7 grams when we started at 9 grams. So we might have to think about, well, it would seem like a loss, but let's go ahead and talk about where that loss came from. So I'm going to go back to our worksheet. Your worksheet that you were filling out, remember, it looked kind of like this on your paper. So you should have weights for here. If you'd like to put, even at the bottom, 7 grams instead of the 8 grams, that's fine. But you will need to have a starting mass, so you'll get that from your start time. And then you'll want a final mass, so whatever that ending mass was. I believe we stopped yours at 10 minutes. So you're welcome to put the 8 in there. And so we would see that we would have 1 gram of mass that was lost. So some questions to ask about that. So why did the candle decrease in mass? Why is it that it had less grams at the end than it did at the beginning? Another question, and you'll find these on your page. Did the flame destroy matter? So was the flame destroying the candle, meaning the candle no longer existed, or was it just changing its form? Kind of a hard concept to wrap our minds around sometimes. And then from what form did the candle change? And we'll answer that as well. So answers to questions, and yes, there's a space for these. Please do your best to put these in your own words. If you can't, that's fine. Just really pay attention to what the answers say, because it's going to be one of those key concepts that you'll use throughout science, even all the way through your senior year. So why did the candle decrease in mass? Well, it's because the candle, which was a solid, ended up turning into a gas during combustion. So not just gas, we can also see that it kind of melted into a wax, but then some of that wax ended up turning into gas. So the gas was not collected to be measured, but there wasn't really any way for us to contain them contain the gas and then to put that on a scale. So we weren't able to know how much that was, but we can get that from our subtracting. So did our flame destroy matter? Did it destroy the candle, or did it just make the candle change its form? Well, really, matter can't be created or destroyed. We already learned that. That was the law of conservation of matter. But it did change from one form to another. So from what form did the candle end up changing? Well, the candle changed from a solid, that's how we started it, to a liquid, so that was when the candle was melting, and into a gas. So we kind of got part of each at the end, right? We had part of it that was melted, and we could see that on our scale, and then we had part of it that had vaporized into a gas that we really couldn't see, but we know that it had been there. I mean, if you were in here to see it, you could see, there's a little bit of that vapor coming off of the candle. So at this point, what you'll want to do is finish up your lesson 4 notes, homework, so that document that you have open. Once you have that completed, you'll want to turn that in for credit today. If you're stuck on any of those questions or anything like that, you can feel free to go back into the slides. I did post that in there for you as well, so you can go to any particular slide if you need to and use that to be able to complete that homework. Or you can always back the video up and rewatch if you need to. Okay, so when you're finished with that, go ahead and turn it in. Thanks.